Hello everyone, this is GLG and I welcome you to this new video. Today we're going to talk about mini PCs with certainly one of the best deals that was made, mini PCs from Geekom with the A6, because, well, we'll see that the configuration is indeed really interesting. And especially you need to do your cost-benefit analysis. What do you really need? Do you want it? Does it fit your budget? That's what we'll see. Because seeing the products in photos is good, but seeing them in video is better. So free yourself and discover all our high-tech or smartphone tests. So we start right away when you unpack it in the box. Well, obviously there's our mini PC, really mini, a 120 volt power supply, okay, an HDMI cable to connect it directly, and especially a plate to fix it behind your screen, or for example, under your, okay, let's discover the size of our mini PC. Well, it's really small, isn't it? 100 by 112 by 112 by 37. There you have it. It's ultra compact with this little aluminum finish and all. It's very high quality, very compact, and that's nice. And you'll see that it's not just compact. Let's take a look at our mini PC. At the front, there's a USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, one USB port 3.2 Gen 2. Oh, well, won't there be two of the same? Yes. Also, that's good. Yes, because they are blue. There you go. We'll also have a jack port, okay, to be able to connect, well, all that. Use your microphone or your headset and the power on off button. On the right of our mini PC, there's nothing at all. There you go. No Kingston key this time. Yes, Kingston. Yes, well, I have a hard time between Kingston and Kingston. Come on, I say on the other side of our PC, there's a slot for an SD card reader, and that's really nice. If, like me, you have video cameras with SD cards, you can insert them in there. It avoids having to find the adapter and everything. That I approve. At the back, Mamma Mia, the big section, well, still a USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, since it's blue, a USB 2.0 Type A. Again, this time it's black. Okay, we have a USB 3.2 GB Type-C port, okay, which supports power delivery. Okay, we have a USB port. 4 USB 4 Generation 3 Type-C, which also supports power delivery. Not bad then. 2 USB Type-C ports, 1 RJ45, okay, for your network. 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, and especially, well, our power supply on this side. Wow, especially when I compare it to my Mac Mini M4, where in fact you realize that at the back there's not much. Then a lot is missing. Underneath, there will be 4 small feet, again, in plastic that allows access to the screws. Let's go. We remove our 4 little screws. We have access to remove, then you see, to remove the plate. If you don't know how to do it, you take the screw provided with it. You need to be able to hook it. You put it on top. It allows you to remove the cover because it is still well clipped. Okay, we have access to another board. We remove our 4 little screws once again, and now we have access to the core of the... Well, the first thing is we have access to the RAM. If you say, yes, but there's not enough RAM, I'll add more. You see, you just need to spread out, remove the RAM, go to a store, ask them to give you exactly the same one, but with a higher capacity, and then replace it. That's actually quite easy. We will have an M2 key M slot for PCI 4 Gen 4. There you go. Once again, we understand you have a 1 terabyte SSD integrated directly into the device and everything. It's quite pleasing. M2 SSD. And then you will have seen just before there is another slot. There is an M2 Kirby SATA slot. Only there you go, like that. If you want to add something else, it could be good. And we also have our M2 2230 card for the PCI Wi-Fi. So we realize that the device is quite complete. And when you've seen how it's made inside, well, you have a screw, you unclip, there you go. Nothing is soldered once again regarding the RAM, the RAM and the memory, there you go. You can easily change or upgrade. Let's talk a little about our processor, an AMD R7 6800H processor. Well, it's pretty good. Ryzen 7 6800H processor. Performance, all while optimizing cost effectiveness once again. So the price performance ratio is very well positioned. In fact, it's a very good processor. Whether you want to work from home, in the office, engage in the IT field, or apply it in video editing. With reason to obviously maintain medical production or light gaming. Well, actually, we can say that this Ryzen 7 6800H processor equipped with its Radeon GPU 680M ensures a smooth and responsive performance. Okay, let's get back to the memory. You say, yes, well, GLG, how much memory is in it? Listen, there's 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is quite good. It's DDR5 SODIMM 4800, and you can upgrade it to 64 gigabytes. You take it out, hop, you go to the store, you get better. There you go. If you're too short, that's not enough. You can go up to 64 gigabytes. Regarding the SSD, it's a SSD 1 terabyte, terabit, PCI Gen 4.4. Once again, so there you have 1 tera integrated into the machine, and you can go up to 2 tera. There you go. It's easy to You saw it's not complicated to change. And let's talk a little about the graphics card. Yes, but it's very small. But actually the processor, well, there you go, graphics card. So we have an AMD Radeon 680M. Whereas, for example, if you remember the A8 we tested just before, it had a 780M, which is why our A6 has a graphics card that is a bit below our A8, depending on... Come on, it's always, we did a little benchmark with Cinebench to remind you, for example, that our most powerful was our A8 Max, of course. Then we had the GT1, we had the A8, which we tested recently. Once again, we have a graphics card above, and we realized that our A6 comes just below with 11,545 points. It's still pretty good, let's say. You see, we are still above our GT13 Pro. Well, which is a bit from last year anyway, but there you go. So we have a score that is quite decent, really consistent, right? We're not below, we're not at cheapest level, obviously, we're below our A8, but we'll realize that, well, it's enough, it's more than enough. So our mini PC runs on Windows 11 Pro. Tin, 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 tin. No, I wasn't singing that, the music. Anyway, there you go. Windows 11 Pro, we have the key, we have everything we need. When we take a look inside our device, well, we can see all our configurations. In terms of connectivity, 2.5 gig Ethernet. Thanks to the RJ45, we have Wi-Fi 6E, not bad, and Bluetooth 5E. And in terms of screens, you might say, well, you have 2 HDMI ports at the back. So that's quite, well, what's needed. So it's for screens up to 4K. At the same time, well, I don't know more than that. So 2 4K screens in HDMI, plus the ability to connect via USB 3. See, since you have you have USB 4 at the back, so you can choose, you have USB Type-C screens, you can set them up. You have the HDMI screen, you can set them up too. In terms of connections, you don't need to buy anything. Everything is at the back. So before talking about multimedia office work, because there we can do, but can we play? So we can play, yes, almost everything. But again, we must be reasonable. It's not a gamer mini PC, but if you set your game with a reasonable configuration, well, you'll realize you can play. Inside the A6, the air is directed towards different layers of the system and finally exits through the back of the chassis. Combined with the latest and unmatched Ice Blast cooling technology from Geekom, the A6 can accomplish heavy load tasks at incredible speed. It always stays cool. Again, it never heats up a lot. It's quiet and quite efficient. So, does it make noise? Well, it blows a bit, you know, like a laptop with a fan that starts up. You hear a little woo like that. I couldn't do the test with the microphone. There you have it. It remains relatively light. And once again, it often only starts when you ask it a lot, like when you're trying to play some games or you do Belgian cinema. So I saw the question of doing video editing with it. Well, yes and no. Once again, no, it's not something made for working at Disney. Yes, you can do quite a lot of small edits with software, knowing that exporting will be, well, certainly a bit longer. You need to do if it's like me for making video reviews, just to add footage like that in 4K and add transitions and a bit of text like that. Well, I mean, the device does the job. It's not the fastest in the world, again, but it can do it. If you want better, there's the A8. And if you want better, there's the GTA. And well, after that, you will have understood. It depends on what you need, especially on the budget you are willing to, well, internet, office work, multimedia without any hassle. You know, our device allows you to go on YouTube, the internet and everything. So because we have 32 gigabytes of RAM for multitasking, that's not bad, you see. And then since we have 1 terabyte for storage, that's good. It can make a very good multimedia center, for example, for your home and all. It's a device that is very efficient once again, and especially very complete in connectivity, which I like a lot. In conclusion, what I really liked is that, one, it is ultra compact. It is very small, very tiny. You can put it behind your screen. You can put it on your desk. And above all, it is ultra high quality. There you go. We have a finish that we know a little bit. There it is. It's good. And above all, it is very, very rich in connectivity. 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB Type-C ports, 4 USB ports. All my keyboards and mice are USB for me and everything. There you go. I avoid the hassle there. So here, at least, you have all the connectivity and everything. You have the power supply. You can connect it via Ethernet and all. It's not lacking anything. It has Wi-Fi 6E. It's Bluetooth. It is more than powerful enough for everyday use with its Ryzen 7, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Damn, it's incredible. Look at the price of RAM from a brand that has fruits. There you go. Plus 1 terabyte. Look at the price of 1 terabyte from others and all. There you go. It's inside. And on top of that, it's easily upgradable. Once again, you can easily open it, take a look and say, oh, I want to change this. I will fix this. Oh, there's a slot. You put in an SD card, small video card here. There you go. You can do quite a few things. It's still quite interesting. And it's nice to think I could keep it for a long time and upgrade it according to my needs. In terms of the graphics part, we realized that these new generations of integrated graphics cards work rather well. And for me, what matters is that you can play games. Well, I had already risked playing Forza. Yes, you can play Forza again with the setup. Well, I'm not going to say at 1000 minimum, but reasonable. While at the same time, my screen is only full HD, but there you go, you can play. And then you just have to keep in mind saying, if I ever need, yes, after it is not made for. But to do a bit of something versatile that does everything, you need, it's really good. And the question burning your lips is how much for this mini PC behind my screen? Well, if we take the price as is on Amazon, without any promo codes, we'll see. I'll put all that in the description. It's 529 euros on Amazon, knowing that Geekom products on Amazon are guaranteed 3 years nonetheless. So you still have a product that is guaranteed for 3 years. Come on, we will talk about all this directly in the comments. As always, all thumbs are allowed. Like the video, thumbs up. Didn't like the video, thumbs down. That's up to you. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss my next video. Subscribe